Hi, my name is Joanne Toner and I'm Managing Director of the Uni Huudie Company. We are a group of 5 final year business studies students at Ulster University. As part of an innovation and entrepreneurship module, we were tasked with creating, developing and launching a new enterprise into the market. And so I'd like to introduce the Uni Huudie. I will now invite my colleagues to present how we chose this product, the research that we undertook to identify the feasibility of the project, and our findings as we entered the business arena that gave us an opportunity to put everything that we've learned in the last 3 years in university into practice.
My name is Katrina Cassidy and I am a director of the Uni Huudie Company. I will explain how we came about choosing this product. As part of my role, I have been involved with the market research aspects of the business venture. In order to establish if there was a market for a university branding clothing range, the group felt it was necessary to carry out a primary market research in conjunction with secondary market research. We agreed that it would be best to design a short questionnaire to capture the buyer behaviour of our target audience, the student population. Myself and fellow director Joanne Toner set about randomly asking people on campus to complete the questionnaire. We approached people in the communal areas such as the campus library and Time Out restaurant. Once this information had been collated and analysed, it was evident that there was an interest in an affordable university branding clothing range. As these graphs show, the primary market research results favoured a hoodie option opposed to a t-shirt option, within the price bracket of £15. Once the team had narrowed the hoodie design to 2 possible options, we set about gathering additional market research. We asked groups of students which of the 2 sample logos they preferred. There was a clear winner. The outline stitching of the campus name was preferred over the solid stitching option. The students stated that they liked the American varsity style of the design much better. We also carried out secondary market research, which involved sourcing enrolment figures, graduation figures and alumni membership data for the university. This was to access the potential size of our customer base. Based on market research carried out, we believed the university company would be a viable and successful venture. To summarise, the Uni Huudie Company completed intensive market research to fully understand the intersection that they were attempting to enter. I will now introduce you to Jeff, who will describe our product line.
Hi, I'm Jeff Hunter and I'm a director at the Uni Huudie Co. My role in the company was as a product development and design manager and for delivering the IT related projects such as Facebook and the company website. Providing and sourcing products was a key aspect of the business and we looked at a variety of potential suppliers that met the company expectations. The company wanted to find a supplier who could deliver an ethically sourced quality product in the requested volumes and in a narrow time frame and at the right price for delivery to our customers. We produced samples of the product and embroidery designs to assist with this decision-making process. We looked into other products that would have potentially been offered if we continued the business, and so to help establish the brand, we wanted to have an American university theme for our products, and our idea was to sell initially to our own university campus, which could then be expanded to the other university campuses within the Ulster University. We opted to restrict the supply to the Magee campus initially due to the time constraints of the project and distribute the product directly on site. The company was going to supply hoodies to the Ulster University campus. This drove the decision to call the company the Uni Huudie Co, replacing the O's with the word hoodie with UU to represent Ulster University. See what we did there? Hoodie, Huddy, UU. Smart. We thought the choice of the company name would assist with the marketing of the product and making it a recognisable brand which was in line with our marketing objectives. We also looked at supplying other types of hoodie in 2-tone colours and an American university style varsity jacket as a way of strengthening the brand. We were able to identify a supplier that could deliver on all these aspects and meet our expectations.
Hello, my name is Uni McGurk and my role within the Uni Huudie Co is the Financial Director. As this was a new business venture, we realised early on that it could and would prove difficult or impossible to get goods at credit, given the current economic climate and the fact that we had no previous trading history. We considered applying for a bank loan. However, as applying for a company bank loan involves more than looking at each director's own personal financial situation, they look into different market sectors and the overall macro environment. Given the level of administration involved and the time frame that we had, this was not a viable option. Given that the credit from a supplier was not an option and the bank loan taking a long time to process, the best option for financing this business was simply to raise capital internally, with each director investing an equal owner's equity capital. We received prices from our chosen supplier. They offered free delivery for quantities of 50 and over. To place this order, we needed to raise capital of £350 sterling. Each director personally invested £70 capital, which was lodged into the Uni Huudie Co bank account, which was opened in the Bank of Ireland. The Bank of Ireland account was opened to facilitate ease of payment to the suppliers. A cheque was raised and sent off along with the purchase order number. Shortly after the purchase order number was received by the supplier contacted us to advise there was a minimal price increase, which meant an additional capital of, thankfully, only £3 from each director was required. Another cheque was for £15, was written and hand-delivered to the supplier to avoid any further delays in the production. The start-up cost at this stage for each director was now £73. The company agreed to observe 100% markup, so the cost to the consumer for the product is now £15 sterling. Once we received the stock and distributed it accordingly, individually, each director used various methods to sell the product. Distribution channels included face-to-face selling with other students and staff on the Magee campus, promoting sales through the Facebook page. Posters were placed in prominent areas throughout the Ulster University campus at Magee. These posters encouraged potential buyers to contact us through our Facebook page. Thank you for your time. I'll now pass you over to Aisling. Thank you.
My name is Aisling McLaughlin, and I took the role of Secretariat and Operations Director in the business. I took minutes at each meeting and ensured that specific actions were assigned to group members with achievable completion dates. Towards the end of the planning stage, I carried out a risk analysis and identified mitigation measures to manage these risks. It's always worth remembering, risks can never be completely removed, only managed to reduce their impact. We identified 5 risks to the operation of the business. Risk 1. Expected capital funding not realised, putting the operation of the business into jeopardy. Preventative measures. All avenues to be explored for possible funding. Minimal capital is required and is to be divided equally between partners. Risk 2. Operational costs higher than expected, resulting in adverse effect on cash flow and availability of funds. Preventative measures. Prepare cash flow budgets, listing all revenue and expenditures, and review at regular intervals. Operational costs are minimal due to the nature of the trading activities. We encountered a small price increase when ordering initial stock. Thankfully, the effect of this was minimal. However, if the increase had been more significant, it could have had a serious impact on the business's ability to trade. Risk 3. Revenue lower than expected, resulting in adverse effect on cash flow and availability of funds. Preventative measures. Risk 3. Revenue lower than expected, resulting in adverse effect on cash flow and availability of funds. Preventative measures. Prepare cash flow budgets, listing all revenue and expenditures, and review at regular intervals. Ensure that the product is well advertised and promoted throughout the area. This will include creating a Facebook page, which would have to be maintained regularly. Risk 4. High number of returns due to poor quality of product. Risk 4. High number of returns due to poor quality of product. This will have an adverse effect on reputation and may have a detrimental impact on future sales. Preventative measures. Stock will be inspected prior to sale, and those with defects will be returned to supplier to be replaced. Prospective customers will be informed of the company's return policy in the event of defective products. Out of the total stock sold, we did encounter one return, where the customer complained of bobbling. The product was replaced and the quality was investigated with our supplier. Risk 5. Breakdown in the supply chain resulting in low stock levels, unable to meet demand for sales. Preventative measures. A number of suppliers have been sourced to supply the product. If a breakdown occurs with the primary selected supplier, an alternative supplier may be used. Stock levels will be reviewed at regular intervals and reordered based on sales projections. Something that we didn't factor in the risk assessment was delays to the commencement of trading. We didn't factor in the lengthy delay that we encountered waiting for the bank to post the chequebook. This had a knock-on effect on paying for our stock, which also delayed our sales activities. We also made use of Microsoft Project as a planning and management tool. This ensured that tasks with prerequisites were formally identified and factored into our operations timetable. It also meant that no unexpected delays would occur that could impact on sales activities, which in turn could potentially cost the business money and have an adverse impact on cash flow. Now I'm going to pass you back to Joanne, who will summarise our findings in the venture. Thank you.
Throughout this process, the Uni Huudie Company applied a methodical approach by implementing a clear business plan at the outset. This served as our roadmap throughout the project. From the research we undertook and feedback from our customer base, there is certainly a demand for a new university clothing range. There were numerous advantages with our product offering. Our USP was producing a university branded clothing that was affiliated to a specific campus, and students clearly liked being identifiable with a particular campus location. While there are currently a lot of hoodies available on the market, ours was fulfilling a niche market sector. Direct competition was low as there was only one supplier of hoodies. However, theirs was a generic offering, whereas ours was limited edition to campus specific. Speed to market was a huge positive in this project. Given the timeframes involved, we needed to be able to purchase and supply the product quite quickly, and therefore this was a huge benefit. Cost was also a major advantage, as we could supply a limited edition product of equal if not superior quality to the current offering at a significant lesser cost of £7. These factors combined meant that this was a viable business and could ultimately produce a significant return on investment. In order to fully meet the company's objectives, which were to establish ourselves as a recognised supplier of Ulster University branded clothing, there are several recommendations we would explore if the company was to continue trading. First would be to extend the product line and mix. This would involve extending our reach to the other 3 university campuses of Coleraine, Jordanstown and Belfast. We would primarily extend the hoodie range in a range of colours and sizes and other styles, and also t-shirts, sweatshirts and varsity style jackets potentially. Overall, this has been a thoroughly enjoyable experience. We have had challenges, in particular time was a huge challenge for us. However, we found ways to manage and overcome it, such as using teleconferencing facilities, Dropbox and other methods of communication that allowed us to manage the project on time and effectively. Overall, this project has been a thoroughly enjoyable experience for all of us. There have been challenges, in particular time was a key challenge, given everyone's hectic lifestyles. We did find ways to manage and overcome it, in particular using teleconferencing facilities, Dropbox and other methods of communication that allowed us to manage the project effectively and ensure that we were on time and on track. Most importantly, what this project has allowed us to do is utilise and practically apply the skills that we have learned at Ulster University in the last 3 years, such as project management, marketing and accountancy. This then has allowed us to deliver, which was a very successful business venture. Thank you.